Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Glad to be here. And huh? Okay. And what we do here on Trending Thursday is we talk about what's trending in the market. But got a new format where we talk a lot about a lot more stocks than we do news. And in this format, I've got stocks for every type of investor out there, whether you're a short term, whether you are a swing trader, whether you want some speculative trades, anything. I've got something for everyone. So you make sure that you sit through here throughout the whole presentation, and I'm going to give you some stock ideas to take a look at, no matter what type of investor you are. Today, we do have a guest. I was going to talk about a course that we have coming up, but more so about a free webcast that everybody here can attend next week. He's going to talk a little bit about it, invite you to it, and tell you what it's all about. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, letting me know that I am coming across loud and clear no matter where you are. I love that we have a global footprint of people from all around the world tuning in to Trending Thursday. You guys make this one of the most popular live streams out there. So I want to say thank you for that big time. Another thing, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new live streams come out, or when Patrick and I or whoever does a video on our channel, you will be alerted to see what else we're talking about that we may not always talk about here. But there's a lot of different videos and a lot of different other content that you don't want to miss out on. So you want to make sure you watch it. Can I take that, Joey? Yes? Okay. I think I got to make it smaller, though. Make it smaller. All right. But again, we're going to always start off with what's going on in the market as a market overview. Then we're going to get into some stock ideas for you. But after I do the market overview today, I will bring on a guest. John says, can hear you well in my car here in Boston. It's hot enough to cook bacon on the sidewalk. I don't know if I want to eat the bacon off the sidewalk because there's a lot of dirty streets out there. Now, I'm all about the bacon, but I want some good, clean bacon. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's important. All right, so without further ado, let's start getting into what's going on in the market. I'm going to open up a couple of stories for you. I'm going to look at one story first. And from a market overview, U.S. jobless claims edge higher to 260,000 last week. A lot more people are putting in claims for jobs. And you think that at some point in time that's got to happen. And there's a lot of jobs out there, but a lot of them are jobs that a lot of people don't want. Nonetheless, jobless claims edged higher. People are out there looking for work. The work is there, but it all depends on what they want. HKD was mentioned on FBN this morning. It's down 50% last time I checked. Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody you don't need to be in that stock. I think that stock was grossly manipulated. It was a Chinese stock that went up. It just opened up. It went from $14 up to $2,500 in about a week's worth of time, man. There's the people who were there at the ATMD, the financial arm of the parent company, they don't even know why it went up as high as it did. And when the owners of the company say that tells me you leave that stock alone. Now, were there some lucky people that were in it and made a lot of money? Absolutely. But you know something? If I'm looking at telling you to buy it now, I'm going to probably tell you to leave it alone. That stock is way over its value, grossly over its value, as it just started. Hasn't even reported earnings yet, once. So, keeping all of that in mind, Jerome, I'm probably, and that's a speculative play. That's a dirty down, low down speculative play that I'm probably going to tell you guys to stay away from. Now, it's up to you. What you do is what you do, but I'm just telling you behind the scenes, I think that stock, as a Chinese stock, was grossly manipulated, and that's all I got to say about that. Hudson is down bigly today despite outstanding earnings yesterday. I can't find any negative news. What's going on? Bill, most likely it was forward guidance. Normally if a stock beats earnings but still goes down, it normally is forward guidance. Bill, I would check to see what the actual earnings said. Just reading the story that it beat earnings may not be giving you the full picture. If the company guided lower, then that's probably what's pushing the stock's price down. All right. That's what I'm thinking is happening, but I haven't looked in it, so I'm not 1,000% sure. I'm about 98% sure. How about that? All right. So we're going to start off with that story just to give a feel of what's going on in the market overall. We still know that there's inflation in the market, that we are raising the interest rates in the market. So there's still no good news coming out of the market at this particular point in time. But if I go look at the VVC, and the SPY, let's go take a look. Putting both of these on a 3-month graph, the market's moving. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The market is definitely moving. And I'm going to leave the layout the way it is. And what I'm looking at right now is a moving average. It's an EMA, a 20-day exponential moving average. Market's moving up, pulling away from it. The volume is steady. This is looking at our VVC. Earnings growth, though, is falling. Earnings per share is falling over the last 3 months as well. And the sales growth, and this is on our profile of over 9,000 stocks. So when I say that the news is bad, but the market's moving up at this particular point in time. I still think you got to be ready for a market reversal based upon what's out there. Let's go bring on the S&P 500. Now, during this time, am I going to tell you not to take advantage of the market? Not at all. If the take what the market gives you. If the market is moving higher, it gives you an opportunity to make some money. By all means, take it. But I'm telling you just to be careful. There's no good news catalyst pushing the market higher. Maybe that the demand on oil is falling. Well, the demand on oil is falling is because people didn't want to pay the exorbitant prices on gas. So they're not driving nearly as much. But the people who are still driving are the diesel people. They don't have any choice because they've got to get goods from place to place with the United States. So they don't have a choice. But people who drive regular vehicles or regular gas have pulled back. That doesn't affect the supply side, though. The supply side is still minimal. That's why I still think oil is a good place to be long term. But right now, with the demand seeming to fall off, oil is feeling that effect. So nonetheless, market's moving higher. The VectorVest composite's moving higher. I'm just telling you, there's no good news catalyst that is moving the market to the upside. All right. So that's what's going on from a market perspective. We've got other things to look at as far as I've got 5 stocks that have made the news that we're going to look at. And then again, I got a bevy of different stock ideas, no matter what type of investor you are. If you're brand new, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. What else do I want you to do? Hit the like button, but share this because I've got stocks for everybody out there. If you can take a moment right now to share this link to the live stream, and I'm going to ask you again before we get started with after our guest, but this is a good time to bring more people into the room to look at the new version of Trending Thursday that we have now. All right. And what we are going to talk about today, Rob, we're going to talk about crypto. Talking about what do you think about Riot and their upcoming earnings? We're going to talk a little bit about crypto today. Kirby says Chappell's Champs goes ballistic. Is kicking the pants off of Midas Touch, goes ballistic. I switched that portfolio over to Chappell's today. Nothing wrong with that, Kirby. Nothing wrong with that. And the Midas I have that's in the Jockey Club is not ballistic. It's just the Midas Touch technique, not the ballistic one. All right, with that, let's start to bring on our guest for today. And he's going to tell you a little bit about himself, but I love having the opportunity to introduce other people within the education department. They do so much for our subscribers in giving them so many different ways to make money in the market, no matter how they invest in the market. We've got a new course coming up, or a course that is getting ready to start, but more so to learn more about the course, we do offer free webcasts to get an idea of what the course is all about, to give you an understanding of if it's something that you want to do. Now, here on YouTube, I'm not going to try to sell you anything, but I want to give you the opportunities to know what the VectorVest system has to offer to all of our subscribers out there. So with that, I'm going to bring on our guest. Our guest is Jim Penna, who is the manager of our retirement side of the house. If you look at him, he looks like he should be retired. He's pretty old, and I think it's ideally suited for him
Well, you got
to be
more grade than
here.
I do, for crying out loud. I just
No, I
realized
don't.
it
I don't
looking
have
at
more
you.
grading.
You're just in your chin alone. You got more grade.
I
than
got good. This
Way
is
more.
This
Way
is
more.
salt and pepper.
more. That's
This
right.
this is salt and pepper. Salt and pepper's here. and
The
we're
salt
gonna
is
push
great.
it. But anyway,
Just so you know, so the salt means
Jim is
great.
here. He's going to tell you a little bit more about himself, and he's going to tell you about a course that he's got going on. But more so, he's going to tell you about a free way to get a better idea of what he does. Take it away, Jim.
Yes, thank you, Glenn. And thank you all for taking the time, letting me come in for just a couple of minutes. I don't want to take up too much of Glenn's time unless people chat in that you'd rather me talk. No, I'm just kidding, Glenn. What I want to talk about a little bit is next week, I'm going to be having a couple of webinars talking about 3 core strategies for retirement investors. It's a free webcast. I want you to be able to take advantage of it for those who might be in the room. My name is Jim Penna. I'm the manager of retirement services here at VectorVest. I've been here just about 15 years now. So it's great to be able to interact. And as Glenn said, listen, especially in this market, all kinds of investors or goals, that you might have. And it doesn't mean you can't be a shorter term swing trader and building and managing a retirement portfolio. So next week, I think Glenn is pulling up onto the screen now, is you can go to vectorvest.com/RPT webinar, and it's going to allow you to sign up for this webcast, free webcast, 3 most effective strategies for managing your retirement portfolio. And those 3 core strategies, what we call them here, are the VectorVest, the 3 Ps, right? Profit, provide, and preserve. Okay, so we talk about building a growth portfolio remember, when we talk about retirement-minded portfolios here at VectorVest, we're talking about the assets that you're allocating to the equity markets, right? So we talk about building growth portfolios. We talk about how to build, a wonderful portfolio that's done really well and has held up through this downtrend that we've seen since way back in November. Blue chip dividend payers, how you can sell covered calls to also generate income, right? If you're building and managing your retirement portfolio, steady, safe income is really important. And we talk about how to sell covered calls. And then the final P is preserve, right? So it's profit, provide through steady income, and then preserving capital, which to me is number 1, right? That should actually be the first P, because you can't grow your portfolio if you don't know how to defend it or preserve it in the kind of market we've been seeing. Now, the last couple of weeks, we've seen a nice rebound in the market. I actually agree with Glenn. You still have to be careful here in what may be coming, with some of these macro headwinds that we're seeing. So the ability to buy insurance policies, protective puts, collar trades, things like that is what we talk about in the webcast next week. So go ahead and go to that VectorVest.com RPT/RPT webinar. Sign up. It's free. If you can't make it, we'll send you a replay of the video. And that's what we'll talk about: building and managing your retirement portfolio, protecting and preserving your net worth, and the 3 core strategies that are going to allow you to do that.
Joey is going to put the link out there for you, Michael. There it is. He put the link. Boston put the link as well. Once you go to that website, you're looking at it right now. And the 3 dates that we have open for next week are Wednesday, August 10th at 12 p.m. Well, also August 10th at 6 p.m. for those people who are on the West Coast. We accommodate for you as well. And next Thursday, August 11th at 4:30 p.m. So you go to that link that Joey and Lisa both put in. They'll take you to this page, and from this page, you can pick up whichever one is more convenient for you. Put your first name, last name, email. But a lot of what Jim just said, the 7 signs your portfolio will not be ready for retirement. Our top 3 growth and income strategies, how to protect against the next market collapse. And man, I love how Jim teaches. He's very straightforward. And he's all about you guys. He really is all about you guys. And he's like me. He's not going to tell you what you want to hear. He's going to tell you what you need to hear. And I think that that's so much more important, especially when it comes down to your retirement. You don't want anybody to just whisper in your ear what you want to hear. You need to know the things that are going to help make sure that you have a solid basis for retirement. And that's what Jim does. And he does it very, very well. So 3 webcasts next week, 2 of them on Wednesday, 1 of them on Thursday. Pick the times that are most advantageous for you. And Jim's gonna kill it, man. It's a free webcast, folks. All 3 of these are absolutely free. And all it takes is your time to just listen to them. All right. So with that, folks, thank you for being here, Jim. It was just a short announcement, and maybe we'll have him on again next Thursday, maybe. It'll be before the 431. It's up to him. We'll talk to him. He may come back just to remind you about the webcast that he's going to have on that Thursday. So we'll talk and we'll see. But and maybe he'll do a little bit more of information next week. Yeah, you like that? If you like that, I'm going to see if I can coerce him. I might have to twist his arm a little bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm happy to come on, and if you want to allocate some time, I'll show some things next week. But
there you go. Okay.
I'll be here, and thanks for having me on, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the webcast.
Kirby said before you go, Jim, ask Jim for his Elvis impression.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. How was that?
I'm going to hit the crickets.
That was pretty good.
That wasn't that good. It wasn't better than mine. Great. It wasn't better than mine.
Are you saying you think you do Elvis better than I do now?
Love me tender, love me true. That's all the words I really, really knew. Thank you.
That's
Thank
good.
you very much.
That's good. I'm going to go now. All right, folks. Thank you all very much. I hope to see you at the webcast. Thanks.
Okay, got you, man.
We'll see.
All right, with that, let's get rocking and rolling more with what's going on in the market. Alton is laughing. I thought that was good. How many of type of 1 if you think Jim's impression was better than mine? Type of 2 if you thought my impression was better than Jim's. All right, type of 1 if you like Jim's better. Type of 2 if you like mine better. All right, so I want to get to see what the room says. Wow. Really? More people like Jim? Is that what it is? I mean, it is what it is. Nope, not going there, says Cigar. He says he's not getting involved in that. Wow. And Joey, I know Joey and Lisa both were going to say Jim because they're haters. That's just what they are. They are straight uphill haters. Jim looks more like Elvis. Yeah, because he's older. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all trying to make me think that I'm as hating on him. He looks older. All right. Martin says he loved them both. There you go. All right. Let's get back into some more news. Remember, I've got 5 stocks that I want to talk. What happened?
Did one.
Wow. All I did was so my five stocks that made the news today. Coinbase. BlackRock partners with Coinbase to offer Bitcoin access to who? Its institutional investors. Coinbase took off today based upon that news. Institutional investors now are going to get a lot more access to Bitcoin stuff. And I think that could be a shot in the arm for crypto for a little bit anyway. Someone asked me about Riot. I'm thinking you're going to look at Riot. You're going to look at Mara. You're going to look at Hut. You're going to look at Coin. These things, based on this story, might have an opportunity to rebound. Now, is it going to rebound for a long amount of time, or is this a flash in the pan? I don't have the answer to that. But based on the news, Coinbase is up nicely today in regards to that. Lordstown, let's go talk about some EVs. You know, with me, you always got to have some EVs. Don't forget, remember what I said? I want you guys to share this video with, share this live link with people on your on your social circle. Let's get a lot more people in the room. But Lordstown Motors expects limited production and deliveries of electric pickup in 22. Now, this is Lordstown Motors, and you know something from an EV space, which is Ride, up 7.5% today. Based on this news, interesting that it's up as much as it is, unless the whole space is starting to move. So be careful with Ride. I like the one-day move, but the news on this is not all that beautiful in regards to the stock. It's looking at limiting production and deliveries of electric pickup in 2022. Be careful with that. Also, Nikola, revenues top expectations on delivery of 48 electric trucks. So interesting that one says one thing and it's going up. Another one says another thing and it's not going up nearly as much. And this is a lot more positive news on the EV space than Ride, even though Ride is going up. Well, are you going to talk about EVs and don't talk about the big boy in EV? Tesla shareholders expected to clear a path to a 3-to-1 stock split. And what that's going to do is get more people into Tesla. Tesla's already the big boy in the EV space. I think that this brings it into a bigger light for more people to get involved and and get into Tesla. So I'm going to ask another question. 1, 2, or 3. 1, Tesla's the big boy. Do you think that they're going to stay the big boy forever? Type of 1. Type of 2, if you think that Ford could overtake Tesla. And type of 3, if one of the other EV companies out there, whether it's Ride, whether it's whatever, NIO, whatever, has an opportunity to overtake Tesla. All right. 1, if you think Tesla is just going to remain the big boy forever. 2, and I think that Ford may actually have an opportunity to get up there with Tesla. And number 3, if NIO and Ride and XPEV and all that other stuff has an opportunity to just catch Tesla sleeping and move up. I got a couple of people that said 3. Interesting. Martin says 3 about the other small companies. Raphael says 3. Nancy says 1, although forever is a long time. I did say forever. Forever is a long time. Robert says 3 others will join the space and override Tesla many years from now. Wow. Kirby says that Ford might be ready to overtake it. William says the same thing. Manju says 3. Good. I wanted to see what you guys were thinking out there. And that's a good thing. I like the diverse thinking. I still think that Tesla's the big boy right now. Kenneth says, no one beats Elon Musk. He is dangerously brilliant. I like the Shelley says 3, Volkswagen and Porsche. Those are other names outside of the 3 of Ford and Tesla. I like Volkswagen, by the way, Shelley. I won't disagree with that. Robert says GM, Ford, and Tesla will be players. And you know something? You know what stock all of this helps at some point in time? Anybody knows the stock that's in the back of my mind right now that's going to benefit from all of this? I want to know if anybody knows what stock that is that I'm holding in the back of my mind right now that will benefit from all of these companies. Anybody? All right. Nope, not Apple, not Lucid. Anybody? Not EMPH. XRoth. That's right. XRoth is the company, I think, that once they get past all these NDAs, remember, XRoth's got the coil. Got the coil that if all of this goes down, these coil motors from XRoth are going to be in all of these cars. It's going to be in all of these cars. And XRoth is going to be huge one day. Now, that's me speculating. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. But just if you understand what XRoth is all about and you understand how these cars are going to do everything to be the most efficient that they can be. Everybody's already talking about the battery and how many times you got to charge it and getting from place to place. XRoth is going to prove, I believe, at some point in time to be the catalyst between where the cars are now and where they will be in the future. Right now, Kirby says XRoth at $1.08 a share. I hear you. NIO, and everybody thought that NIO was going to be the new Tesla. It just ain't happening yet. It's just not happening yet. We'll see. All right, let's go move on. Another big story. Restaurant Brands International earnings top estimate fueled by stronger Tim Hortons and Burger King sales. How many of you, let me ask another question. If you are into fast food, Type of 1, if McDonald's is your favorite fast food. Type of 2, if Burger King is your favorite fast food. Type of 3, if somebody else is your favorite fast food. That's for anybody out there who does deal with fast food. And if I have my own choice, it's going to be either 1 of 3, because it's either going to be McDonald's, and I'm with you, Kirby. It's going to be Wendy's, and my other one is Chick-fil-A. All right. In-N-Out, says Lee. And there you go. Mark says it's not chicken fillet. It's Chick-fil-A, not chicken. And, Robert says don't eat fast food. And, I only was talking to the people who are fast food eaters, because I know that not everybody in this room eats fast food. I totally understand that. Five Guys. You know something? I'm not a big Five Guys fan. I just have never been a big Five Guys fan. All right, but Arby's is up there. I like that, but a few people are saying 3. Steve says the same thing. He doesn't eat fast food either. Bacon tacos. That should be a new restaurant. I should open up a new restaurant that has bacon tacos. Joey, would you eat my bacon tacos?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the point. Lisa, would you eat my bacon tacos? Man, imagine me, Glenn's Bacon Tacos. That would be A&W. Is A&W still in business? Is A&W still in business? I'm just saying. I don't know. All right. And my last story, that was all my stories. I don't trust your cooking, says Boston. I ain't never cooked for you. I don't even know why I ain't never cooked for you. All right, so that's all. Chick-fil-A peach milkshake. I don't do milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't do milk. All right, A&W it says yes in Canada. I haven't seen an A&W here. Joey, have you seen an A&W here in the U.S.?
There used to be one. Yeah, they're here in the U.S., but I saw one.
Oh, you talk about
Charlotte.
the other place that used to be over there by Pollo Loco, all the way in the back?
No, that's the cafeteria.
It's not the same thing?
No, he's talking about like the root beer place, right?
Oh, we did. When we went to Kentucky to see the Ark, we did go to an A&W. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a Big Boys, something Big Boys. We didn't go to A&W. We went to something Big Boys. All right, so, and you know something? I like Long John Silver's. I'm a big fan of Long John Silver's. All that crispy is so fat for you, but I like it. I do like Long John Silver's. All right, those are my companies, my 5 companies that are making the news. Let's go find my watch list for today. And here's my big news stock. There's Tesla, Ride, Coin, Restaurant Brands, which is ticker symbol QSR, and Nikola for the trucks. All of them are up except for Tesla. Big move on Coin, though. Again, that news story really moved Coin up today. Let's go look at the top 4. Coin is up. Restaurant Brands is up. Ride. And again, I'm not sure why Ride is up as much as it is based upon the news that they're really throttling back, but it's moving up. Now, when we looked at the story, it was up 7%. Look at where it's at now. Look at where it's at now. I'd be careful with Ride, and then Nikola is up. Let's go view them. Let's go look at these stocks. So these are my 5 main stocks that made the news. Let's put these on a 3-month stock. As we know, crypto has been gotten beat something terrible. All right, and as the graph pops up, as it will pop up, it's moving a little slow. There we go. There's the most recent news pushing this the higher. Look at the earnings. Look at the earnings growth. Look at the sales. Coin or crypto is under a lot of selling pressure. Now, I want everybody to answer. How many of you feel, based on this story, that crypto is back and could get back to where it was? Type of 1. If you think that this is just a flash in the pan based on the story, type of 2. How many of you honestly think that this story has given a shot to crypto to really push it back to where it was? And you know something? Let's go put this on a 1-year graph. I'm looking at Coin on a high of 368.90. 368.90. Do you think that this story has the opportunity to push it back up this high? And I've got a lot of people between 1 and 2s typing in here. Hamid said on Facebook, Glenn, don't quit my day job. Please give me the ticker symbol for the stock you were talking about that is $1 times something for cars. I don't know what stock you said, Dale asked Sharon. What stock? Something for cars. I don't know. I'm not sure the story that I said, and I appreciate that. I appreciate Hopefully you're giving me some grace there because I'm not sure what ticker symbol you're talking about. Now, I've got a good mixture. Hey, Joey, put a not a survey. What is it called? A poll. I want everybody to answer as a poll. I want to see a good little number between the two. X front? No, X Roth. X Roth. That's EXROF. All right, but it's got a ticker symbol EXRO. It's
What's the question?
X Roth. There you go, Del. Ask question. Just looks like X Roth. Looks like just a, no, it doesn't. All right, so put a
What's the
poll up
question?
there. Huh?
What's the question?
The question is, do you think crypto is back? Yes or no? Do you think crypto is back? Yes or no? All right, and just look how bad coin has been beaten down. You're welcome, Del. Ask Sharon. I want to see in a percentage. I saw in the chat, but now I want to see a good percentage. Answer the poll. I really want to see a good percentage of where you guys are at. All right. So that is on coin. Let's go put this back to a 3-month. My other story, QSR food brands. Now, you think that maybe more and more people are going out to eat. Is that what it is? And is fast food becoming a lot more trendy than wanting to sit back at home and eat? That's interesting. All right, but food restaurant hitting a new 3-month high today. Look at the rising earnings. I don't like the earnings growth. The sales growth is there. They're making money. They're growing their sales. But the earnings growth is not there. And the earnings growth is still at 14%, but pulling back a little bit. Positive earnings, relative value above 1, relative safety below. So this is considered to be more of an aggressive stock. All right, let's go to the next one, which is Ride. And you know something? The news pushed the stock higher, but look at all that profit taking. All right, and I think that's people realizing that the story wasn't as good as what other people might have thought. That wasn't a good story. And now today's candle is showing that. Today's candle is showing, let me put earnings up here. Yeah. Today's show us what's the word I'm looking for? Candle is showing that that's a shooting star. All right, we eat at home. My wife cooks too, Jim. My wife cooks too. But tonight, I said to her last night, I said, what are we having for dinner tomorrow? She said, I have no idea. I said, you want to go out? She says, yep, there we go. But we're not going to McDonald's or Burger King. I got to take my wife to, one of them fancy places like Chick-fil-A, right? Boston? Yeah, what you got to say about that? Yeah, we're not going to McDonald's or Burger King. We're going to Chick-fil-A. I said, hey, baby, we're going to Chick-fil-A. She said, ooh, wait. That's what she said. She didn't really say that. She really didn't. Eat lentils like Boston. Yeah, Boston likes, what's that commodity we always look at on the Jockey Club every morning? She likes that. Fancy like Hooters. I just rolled my eyes. Miss T deserves better. I hear you. Well, what is that song? Fancy like Applebee's. Soybeans, yeah. You know that Lisa loves soybeans. And let's get down to the last stock, Nicola. In regards to the trucks, all right, not far from the 3-month high. I like the pop in earnings. I like the earnings growth popping up. Even though the earnings growth is still negative, it's getting less negative. Earnings are still negative. Hopefully, they're getting less negative as well. Good news on releasing electric trucks. We like Indian food and Mexican food, says Jim. I'm not a fan of Indian food. I'm not a real fan of Mexican food, but there's only one place up here in Mooresville that I really, really like, which is Del Sur in Mooresville. I like them. I do like them. So, all right. So those are my 5 stocks. We didn't look at Tesla. It's the only one that's down. These are my 5 stocks making the news today. Let's go see what they do going into next week. All right. Hottest industries. Let's go peep out what the hottest industries are. Let's go to the Unisearch. Let's go to my Delta Searches Industries, a search that I created specifically for Trending Thursday and Midday Market, where we get to really see what industries are up over the last 20 days, which ones are now even getting better over the last 10 days. They do have great case. And then my wife makes them make the guacamole at the table. All right, we got to pay them a little extra for that. So, all right, let's see what industries are up. How about software business is up 16, almost 17% over the last 20 days. Still up nicely, but not as high as it was over the last 20 days. Or looking at retail mail order, up over the last 20 days, over 17%, only up 14%. You say, man, it's only up 14%, but it's lower than it was 20 days ago, which means it's losing a little bit of momentum. How about telecom fiber optics? going down almost 100%. Well, if you look at it 24 to 12, over the last, I would stay away from stocks in there. Even though it's up almost 13% over the last 10 days, it was up as high as 24% 10 days ago. Same thing with mining uranium. I want to find one of these that's like going, wow. What does this tell you about the market again? I like to do this because remember I told you there's no real good news in the market? Do you think that going through this process proves what I said? Type of 1. Do you think that looking at the process of these stocks or these industries up 20 days ago higher than it is 10 days, do you think that this process proves that something ain't right in the market? Type of 1 or type of 2 if this doesn't make any sense to you. I like this, and you know something? I think that this wasn't what the software was designed to do, but I think here, doing it live, we found some other means of backing up that the market ain't right now. If I can look at all of these industries and they all higher 20 days ago than they are now, that means that they don't have the momentum that they had 20 days ago. So I like that this search that I created within the VectorVest software, which was based off of a 10-day price delta, which everybody has. But I added the line of the industry price split adjusted delta 20 days that they had to have been making money. All of these industries are making money. Interesting though. Here's one that's slightly moving up. How about petroleum machine equipment? It was up 9.59% over the last 20 days. Now up almost 11% now. Let's go see what's going on in those. Let's view the stocks in that industry group. Because not everyone in here has a VectorVest subscription, we're only going to look at the top 5 stocks. All right, what's moving? GTLS is up 4% and THR is up 4%. This is just today. Let's view the stock graph. So this industry was up over the last 20 days and up just a tad bit more over the last 10 days. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Look at that. Look at that earnings per share. Now, I don't like this graph. The graph is not bottom left to top right, but from a short-term perspective, is it starting to move? Absolutely. What else don't I like about it? I don't see mining gold either. What does that mean, Lou? That answers your question. And many of you saying, what about gold? Gold ain't up there, Lou. So there you go. Gold ain't up there. And you know something? It's not what I think. It's not what the software is bringing to the forefront. What's moving? So whether you think it's moving or not, the software is telling you what's moving over the last 20 days and moving even higher over the last 10 days as we go through the list. So you're right. I don't see gold either. I didn't see it either. What other stock is in here? I do like, look at the sales growth on this. How many of you have heard of this stock, type of 1? If you haven't heard of this stock, type of 2. How many of you have heard of this stock, type of 1? If you haven't heard of this stock, type of 2. Now, what else do I like about this over the last 3 months? It's hitting a new 3-month high today. Hitting a new 3-month high. I don't like the volume though. I don't like the volume, but I like bringing to the table. And this is why I want you guys to share these live links. These are stocks. Remember, we try to go 9,000 stocks. I'm using the flexibility of the software to bring to the forefront stocks that you may not know about that you could make some money on. Carol says, I'm doing the same search right now on sectors. Only the energy sector is doing better on a 10-day price delta versus 20-day. Folks, the software is bringing to the forefront stuff that we never even talk about, but we found it live here. That's why you got to share this, and that's why I'm glad that you're here. I don't know what makes this, what this market is doing, but I've been up about 1% to 2% each day this week. Weird. Roger, what do I say? What do I say? Type in the room. What do I tell you to take advantage of with the market? What do I type? No matter what the market's doing, do what? And I want somebody to type it in the room. What do I tell you guys to do? And somebody's going to type it. Somebody's going to type it because you know how I feel. What do I tell you to do? Nobody's typing it? Nobody's typing it. Jim says, I only buy stocks with RS above 1 and RT above 1. Nothing wrong with that. No, nobody says back up the truck. Nobody, I didn't take a profits is fine. Sector performance. No. Everybody, if you've never heard me say it, you got to write it down. Take what the market gives you. If you don't know that by now, write it down. There you go, Carol. Let the market come to you. Take what the market gives you, no matter what's going on in the market. Cigar says, eat bacon at every opportunity. That's also another way. Can you share how to set up your search? Matthew, absolutely. Let's go see what else was in here. There's THR. Those are the only 2 stocks. Wow, look at that one. Earnings per share higher than it was 3 months ago. Earnings growth nicely moving up. Sales growth. Woo! I like this one. This is another petroleum. THR. Look at that stock. And like the move above the 20-day exponential moving average, coming up on the 3-month high of the level of 1667. I like that. Follow the trend. Go with the trend. What Carol says energy. There you go. Way to go. Way to go, energy, to just piggyback off of that. All right. So again, how do I build this search? It's part of a search that's already here called the 10-day price delta. All right, there it is. That's the search that everybody in VectorVest does have. What I did is I renamed it to Strong Industries because I did industry price. All right, I went to industry price split adjusted. I did the operator as a delta. And the value is I went to, a 20-day greater than 0. That's all that I've got to set up for the search. That's it. And when I run the search, I'm looking to see what the industries have done over the last 20 days. And then I want to see if they've gotten better over the last 10 days. Look at LABU, triple leverage stock. Look at the graph. Nothing needs to be further said. That's what VectorVest. And we talked about that in the Jockey Club this morning. LABU was a stock that we talked about in the Jockey Club. So I also did it for sectors, just like Carol said. I did it for sectors. And if I double click on it, Carol may be right, not to say that she's not, that only oil is moving. Let me make this bigger. Layout. Let's go make this bigger for you to see. Let's go put this up to about 16. They'll look better on the screen. Yep, looks better on the screen. So let's see what's still moving up. Let's go see what Carol said. Carol said petroleum. Is that what you said, Carol? Pollution, utility. Wow. All the way down the list. Good gravy. Nothing's moving. Here's one. Utility is moving up a little higher. Wow. Energy. Where's energy? There it is. Energy. 10.7 to 10.99. Look how small that is. So from a sector perspective or an industry perspective, folks, the market is moving up. But look at the sectors and the industries. There's nothing that backs up the move in the market right now. If that was well worth your time today, hit the like button. If what I just said to you was well worth your time today, because there's nobody out there telling you this. There's nobody out there telling you this. If that, wow. Where's my water? If you felt that this alone was worth your time, folks, seeing what's going on in the market and seeing the value that VectorVest brings, hit that like button. All right, so that's what's going on with the industries and sectors. Let's go to short-term plays. I have a search that I use for you guys for short-term plays, which is percent of on searches price volume, percent price boomers. I like this from a short-term play because all of these are pretty much moving up on news. All right, so short-term, do I want to hold these big time? Long-term, no. I've only got 8 stocks in here. These stocks are up bigly today. Let's go see if they're worth it for you to even get into after today. Let's go look at the 3-month graph. Wow. Do you like this stock from a short-term perspective? Yes or no? Do you like this stock? This was news-driven. It had to be. Do you like this stock short-term to buy? Yes or no? Type it in the room. I'm curious. This was news-driven, big move, a lot of give back today. A lot of give back, a lot of volume. You look over the last 3 months, that's the most volume it's had. Do you think crypto is back? 65% of you said no. 65% of you said no. I just wanted to know. I'm thinking that the story can give a shot in the arm, but I don't know if it's sustainable. I don't know if it's sustainable. I don't like this from a short-term perspective, even though it's moved up big today. What about this? Who was the person in the Jockey Club that got me into it? We lost money on this morning, and it's okay. It's part of the game. But look at that, little bit of a spinning top, a lot of give back here, but a lot of stocks that moved up today, too parabolic a chart. So I'm not feeling SOPA either, but it's a big mover today. Whoa! Now, how many of you like this from a short-term perspective, even though it's moved up today? How many of you like this from a short-term perspective? I am jumping on the bandwagon of yes. Why? Because the stock's price today is trading very close to the highs for the day. I like this. Anybody agree with me on that? Type of one. Now, this is a short-term trade, that news-driven, but I like how it's trading. I'm with this. Anybody agree with me with that? Type of one. So out of all of those stocks that we just looked at, we only looked at 3, here's one that I like, and the volume backed it up. The earnings per share is still negative, but becoming less negative over the last 3 months. That means they might be moving the company in the right direction when the earnings start to become less negative. I like that. So that's one that I like from a short-term play. Yell, transportation truck, a lot of give back. I'm not feeling that. So the only one that I like truly from a short-term play is GBT. How many of you know of this stock? Type of 1. If you don't know of this stock, type of 2. All right, Robert, I would probably do that too. How many of you heard of GBT type of 1? If you haven't heard of GBT, type A2. And again, for all of those people who are typing the 2 in here, folks, this is what it's all about, bringing these kinds of potential trades to the forefront that you don't know about. And I'm not bringing them to the forefront. The software is doing all of the work. I'm just the guy. I'm just relaying the information to you. That's all that I'm doing. All right, let's go swing trade. I've got a search that I use called Midas Touch, also found in searches, special searches. Midas Touch. Let's go see. I cherry picked some for you here. Now, the reason why I like these is because from a swing trade perspective, trying to hold stocks a couple of days to a couple of weeks, let's go see what these look like. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Nice intraday graph on DJII. I think we got into this, or we were trying to get into this stock today. Let's go put this on a longer term, 6-month. Ooh, swing trade. You like it? Yes or no? Bottom left, top right, swing trade. You like this? Yes or no? Swing trade. You like this? Yes or no? I like what I see. I like earnings is stair-stepping after it fell, stair-stepping. Earnings growth is trying to move up. I like the sales growth. I do like the sales growth. And looking at a 6-month graph, bottom left, top right, trading at the session highs today after gapping up. Yeah, I like this as a swing trade. Let's go to the next one. Wow, mod, auto truck. Do you like this one too? Wow, look at the earnings. Look at the earnings growth and look at this sales growth. Whoo! All right, Robert says, are you able to show your Unisearch setups for all these watch lists here? Oh, no, you don't. These are search. I haven't made, these are searches in the software. All I do is I tell you what the searches were. Searches, special searches, Midas Touch. That's what this is. Searches, this is Midas Touch. And all I did was look at the graphs to cherry pick the ones that I wanted you guys to take a look at. GBT rises on takeover speculation. Well, and if that's the case, until it gets taken over, it's giving you an opportunity to buy into that. But I'm loving this. Look at that. Earnings growing up, earnings growth going up, sales growth going up. What else? KDNY. This has got negative earnings, but it's getting less negative. I like the earnings growth rate. Bottom left, top right, a little bit more volatile, but sitting at session highs today. SLP, rising earnings growth rate. Sales growth is higher than it was 6 months ago. Again, folks, these are stocks from somebody said once in one of my most recent ones, said, you don't show anything about swing trading. Now I wanted to accommodate that. The ones he creates aren't available. I didn't create none of these that I'm looking at right now to look at these different time frames. These are all in the Unisearch tool on their own. Like my speculative plays. Searches, price volume, teeny boppers. Now, the only thing I go through and cherry pick the ones that I want you to pay attention to. That's all that I do. Now, this is from a speculative perspective. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click, view the stocks in that. And I'm going to look at a shorter time period. Wow, look at that intraday today on intraday 5-minute bars. Good, googly muggly. That's a good day trade play right here. Yeah? Type of 1 if you think that's a good day trade play. That's a great day trade play. So now if this is more or less speculative, let's go look at the 1 month. And what I like for these kinds of stocks are rises on price with rising volume. Rises on price with rising volume, that tells me that there's conviction behind the play. So short-term play, 1 month graph. Next one, short-term play, 1 month graph. Hitting a new high today. I'd like it to see trading higher, closer to that high like this one. VT. Look at that. Trading right at the session highs, $1.14. I'd like to see more volume, but from a short-term perspective, look at that. Sitting right there at the high. Wow, C-Base, same kind of scenario. $4.20 trading right at the highs. Volume is okay, could be better, but it's sitting above the 20-day exponential moving average. From a speculative play, I like that as well. And one more, day trades. I look at these from the Derby, and I just try to find out which of these stocks still have upside potential for the day as a day trade. Let's go view the stock graph. These are day trade perspectives. I'll look at today's graph. All right, 20-day exponential moving average did a beautiful job of keeping you in the stock today until most recently. That would have been a great opportunity right there to take profits. You agree with that? Yes or no? You agree with that? Nice move above the 20-day exponential moving average, but now possibly from a day trade perspective to take your profits. Looney Ticker, surviving the bear market with a good community metaverse. Okay, I got you. All right, so I like that from a day trade perspective. I would wait to see for further legs today if it can take out that high. What else? Oof. This was a day trade perspective. I'm not feeling it at all. Zella, I'm not feeling it at all. It's pulling down off the session highs. Here's another one. Look at that 20-day exponential move, 20-period exponential moving average, staying above it even all day. Even though it's moving sideways, I'd like to see if it could take out that high first. All right, last thing before we go, Glenn's picks. Here's my personal picks for you. I scour the world to give you some picks that I personally like based on some news. Here's my picks going into the week for you. I'm only going to look at the top 4 for you. Let's view the stock. These are Glenn's picks. And I picked them for a lot of different reasons. Let's go look at a 3-month graph of ACLS. All right, it's 252, we're about ready to go. Let's go see what these stocks look like. I like the rising earnings. I like the rising earnings growth. $76 trading at the session highs. Nice volume today. One in semiconductor, you know that the CHIPS bill just needs to be signed off. I think all of the semiconductors have an opportunity to explode. Drug ethical, look at that. CPRX, relative value at 1.4, relative safety at 1.3. Jim, I like this stock for you right here. And it's a $10 stock with rising earnings growth. This is one of my picks for you. Do you like that? Type of 1 if you like that as a pick. That's a Glenn's gift to you. That's a Glenn's gift to you. And again, I looked through a lot of different things to try to cherry pick what stocks I want you guys to pay attention to going into the next week. CPRX looks really, really good. All right. CSIQ, Clean Energy, trading right now at its level of resistance. Jim says CPRX already own it. There you go, Jim. Rising earnings growth, right at that level of resistance. I'd like to see it take out that level of resistance before I buy into it. And last but not least, I've got another shipping company, TNK. I actually own Diana Shipping, which is DSX. It's done really, really well for me. But here's another shipping company, rising earnings growth. Relative value above 1, relative safety not above 1, but it is in an uptrend, and it's got great price growth persistence. I'm done. All right. So how many of you still like the new format that I've got going on for Trending Thursday? Type of 1 in the room. I got a lot less news, but a lot more stocks. How many of you like the new format that I've got going on right now on Trending Thursday? Let me know. Type a 1. And if you're typing a 1, if you haven't already done it, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. The idea is I want to bring more stocks to the room for you. And I keep, when I ask the question about, how many of these stocks you know about, I'm loving that I'm bringing stocks that you guys don't know about. That's important to me because the power of the VectorVest system, the flexibility of the VectorVest system is bringing these stocks to you. Not anything that I hear on the news or from talking heads. The VectorVest system is bringing these stocks to your opinion, to your forefront. But now I have to decide if I want to buy XRO. Do you own it? Yes, I do own XRO. Let me go add it. EXROF. I own XRO. Let's go put this on the 1 month graph. 20-day exponential moving average. Bottom left, top right's moving right now, sitting in a channel. Again, before you go to buy XROF, go to their website, learn about what they do. Learn about what they do. Once you've done that, then you can make a better decision, Dell asked Sharon, if that's what you want to do. I know what they do, and I think long-term, this stock is going to play a major role in EVs, a super major role in EVs in every electric motor that's out there. All right, Joey, can you put me on my last page so I can go, so I can go? Folks, thank you for being here today. All right, Joey is looking to, there you go. Thank you for being here today. Check Energy says also check out their YouTube channel as far as XRO is concerned as well. Thank you guys for being here. I've only got 55 likes on. I'm wondering, are you guys getting tired of me? Because if you are, I can back off and not do Trending Thursday. I'm just asking for a friend. I remember a time when you guys had a lot more energy than you got right now, and there was a lot of likes out there. Maybe you're telling me in a quiet way that, maybe I don't need to do Trending Thursday. If that's the case, tell Joey. Joey will be like, yo, we ain't got to do Trending Thursday. That's all right for us. And, maybe we have to give Trending Thursday a break. You think so? Just saying. I'm just looking at what I see. All right. I'm just looking at what I see. All right. Energy says, I can't hit like more than once. Bring back the free mugs. That'll help. Glenn loves Mexican tacos, but they have to be glazed with sugar. No, they don't. That's bad for my diabetes. John says people are at the beach, Glenn. People will watch. I got somebody who rides bikes around Europe who turns in for, there we go. How about, should we give Trending Thursday a break? There you go. I want to see what y'all got to say before I go. I want to see what y'all say because something, we're not adverse to that. Listen, it's all about you. And if you feel that we need to take a break for a while, we can do it. We can. I'm okay with that. I'm sure that Joey's okay with that. All right. Got 62 likes. It is what it is. All right. I got to go. I'm going to leave that poll up for a little bit even after we go. I want to see what you guys got to say because if we have to, we will. I'm okay with that. And it doesn't hurt my feelings. Not at all. Glaze those tacos with bacon. There you go, Energy. That's what I'm talking about. Roger says, thanks, Glenn. Great session. You know what is happening to, do I know what's happened to Moderna? I think that Moderna just got a contract. I think I just saw something recently. I tweet a lot on Twitter. I tweet a lot of stuff about stuff in the background on Twitter. As a matter of fact, go to, if you're on Twitter, go search for @GlennTompkins Jr. I put a lot of stuff out there that we don't even talk about here all the time. All right, so with that, I got to go, folks. Thank you for being here today. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.